The worst kept secret when it comes to YouTube cooking videos is that quick meals just aren't good enough. The really good ones are not only quick, but they need to taste amazing. The fact that this one is quick, tasty, and healthy should make it a weeknight favorite of yours. This is Kitchen Serious. The beauty of this recipe is that it puts a phenomenal crust on the salmon fillet in a very short amount of time, while also perfectly cooking the veggies. For those, I love asparagus and cherry tomatoes. They pair perfectly with salmon, while also being just the right size to cook in our 8 to 10 minute window. Other veggies that would work are Brussels sprouts or green beans, so go ahead and mix and match your favorites. Asparagus isn't hard to cook, but often there's confusion on where to trim these. As the asparagus lovers out there know, the end of each stalk is super woody and pretty much inedible. They might make great additions to a vegetable stock, but it doesn't make for a very enjoyable eating experience. So normally you get one of two issues when you're trimming these. You cut them too short, causing waste, or you don't cut them down enough and you accidentally bite into what feels like a piece of bamboo. All you need to do is give each piece a little bend, and the woody end will snap off at just the right spot, leaving you with the perfect piece. No more guesswork. Once these are trimmed, I'm going to throw them in a large Ziploc with a couple tablespoons of olive oil and some salt and pepper, and in my case, I'm going to use some Italian seasoning. You can give them a good toss and set them aside. There should be plenty of olive oil and other seasonings left over, and I'm just going to add the tomatoes to this and give them a good shake and put them aside with the asparagus. To get that good crunch on the salmon, we're going to be using panko breadcrumbs. We'll also be making a sort of aioli as a binder. So we'll start with a couple garlic cloves that I'm going to microplane. So if you don't have a microplane, well, okay, you can buy one through the product link in my description to help out the channel. And the beauty of this is you're also forcing Uncle Jeff to share some of his fortune. Otherwise, give the garlic a smash and a fine chop. From here, lay the knife down and pull the garlic towards you in a sort of rolling motion. This really breaks down the garlic and releases the oils, which is just what we're after. Now add this to about a quarter cup of mayonnaise.
I made it with Miracle Whip instead of mayonnaise.
No. Don't even think about it. Next, I'm gonna zest over just half a lemon and add the juice from one of the halves. You want about a tablespoon. Now give it a good mix and finish it off with a little salt, pepper, and I added just a little bit more Italian seasoning to this. Now we're going to set this aside and move on to the breading. I've got about half a cup of panko breadcrumbs, and to this I'm going to add around a quarter cup of the cheapo Parmesan cheese, which is perfect because it's really finely grated, and about 3 tablespoons of softened, pretty much melted butter. This is really going to help the breadcrumbs brown and get that nice crunchy texture. So the amounts I've prepared so far will be enough for about 4 fillets. It may not look pretty, but the best way to do this is just to rest it in your hand while ensuring you've got the top and the sides covered with the aioli. Now I'm just going to turn these upside down and generously coat the top and the sides with the breadcrumb mixture. Don't worry about the bottoms because they're not going to get the direct heat that the other parts will get. Or you could just say, screw it, throw it on a plate and just dump the breadcrumbs on top and mush them in. Hey, whatever works. Do yourself a massive favor and make sure and use a sheet of aluminum foil for easy cleanup. Now I'm going to throw the veggies on and make some space in the middle for the salmon fillets. Lastly, I'm going to add a couple slices of lemon to add a little burst of citrus. As noted earlier, the oven should be preheated to 525, and you'll want to start checking these around 8 minutes in. Depending on how wildly inaccurate your oven is, you may want to check it sooner, but I recommend getting a food-grade thermometer and checking internal temperatures. Personally, I like mine around 130 to 140. Make sure to measure at the thickest point of the salmon. Proteins will continue to cook after they're out of the oven or their heat source, known as carryover cooking. which usually translates to about 5 degrees warmer upon service. So by the time I chow down, these will be about 130, which is perfect. And trust me here, this does not get any easier. The salmon's still moist, we've got an excellent crunch from the panko, and overall just an awesome citrus flavor that carries through the veggies and the fish. So for all you salmon lovers out there who want a quick weeknight meal, this is for you, trust me. So thanks so much for hanging out in Kitchen Serious, and I will see you guys next time.